let's talk about the recovered objects for a minute. This is a miraculous thing that has happened. The government, the Iraqi government and UNESCO, and there was a bill passed also in the United States Senate that stated if you return these items, we will give you amnesty, no questions asked. And so I'll tell you a story, and maybe you know this, but that great vase of Warqa was returned by three local Iraqi men, in a red Toyota pickup. And as they were trying to lift a 600-pound vase out of the truck, it was covered in a blanket. And the guards, of course, raised their weapons, not knowing what to think. And one of them was able to pull back the blanket that it was wrapped in, and they saw what it was. It was broken in antiquity, and it was broken again. It came back in 14 pieces. And so it will be restored, but it will never be the same. Okay, here are some other statues. The thing that made it very, very difficult about identifying all the artifacts, was that their inventory system was so archaic. It was, they really didn't have all of the items, all of the artifacts inventoried. Some had just come in the last 10 years or so, and they didn't have the staff to go and inventory them, catalog them the way you're used to in an American museum, perhaps, or a British museum. Some of these objects, months before the war started and the looting occurred, the director, the staff members had the foresight to hide a lot of these. They took a lot of statues off base and hid them in secret places, in bomb shelters, and the treasure of Nimrud, which I'll show you in a little bit, was in a vault in a bank. And that one, the vault had been flooded, and it took 3 days to pump the water out, but the treasure was unharmed. It came back. This is King Etemina of Lagash, and I just love these figurines. Here are some cuneiform tablets, the first instance of writing and math that we have. And these are objects that were recovered by the police in Baghdad. 2,000 clay tablets. Here are the clay cones that you saw earlier, but this is a close-up picture so you can see the inscription on them. And these are some, as you see, as were recovered at the police station in Basra. And then they opened the museum. And they opened it as a gesture of good faith. Out of the 26 galleries, only 8 were open. Of the pieces that have been recovered, a lot of them are still in Syria, Jordan, Britain, the United States, in safekeeping, because it isn't safe yet to bring those pieces back to Baghdad. But it is in collaboration with the Iraqi government and the cultural minister. So that's wonderful. It's wonderful how many people came forward and returned objects. The finest objects were returned, as we mentioned, the statue of Warqa, the mask of Warqa, Basetki statue. It was found in a cesspool in Baghdad. One of 2 bowls from the Temple of Ur, a 9th century Assyrian ivory headboard from Nimrud, found by Jordanian custom officials. And the clay pot from Tel Hassuna was returned in a garbage sack. So it's not exactly Indiana Jones. There's still over 7,000 objects that are missing. 7,000 pieces of their heritage. This is the treasure of Nimrud. Isn't it gorgeous? There's a helmet, a Sumerian helmet. And here's Namiri, the museum director, taking the prime minister through the museum during the opening. So, these are some of my very favorite statues. They seem to be waiting for, you know, I'm taking a leap here, but waiting for the antiquities to be returned. What will we do? There is an international effort now. There's legislation in place to protect not only these artifacts, but artifacts around the world, so that this international cultural heritage belongs to all of us. Also, there are a couple of databases. Well, one, the Italian government has put the museum, the Baghdad National Museum, they've digitized it, and so you can go online, go through it, and see what's there. And it's a virtual museum tour. Google has come out, maybe you've heard about this too, and they are going to digitize all the collection that they can as more of a database. So that's the difference between the two. Also, Baltimore, Maryland, the Walters Art Gallery has received a $300,000 grant from the Humanities Endowment to digitize their collection of manuscripts and Islamic manuscripts and put them out so people can study those also. So, maybe you're saying, what does this have to do with me? Why is this all so important? How does it affect me? In the realm of conflict resolution, this is a prime opportunity for peace building operations. This is, you know, they cut the art program first in schools here. They cut the music program, they cut the arts because they don't think it's essential. They don't understand. They don't understand what art does, what the artist does for a nation. And in conclusion, I would just like to say that I hope that we all will become more aware and that we will become more active in whatever capacity we can to keep this peace building going throughout the world, and that we may be part of it, however small. Thank you very much.